Good morning. In the 1970s, the Serrano v. Priest case brought by public advocates successfully ended the practice of allowing educational opportunity to turn largely on wildly disparate local property tax revenues. The California Supreme Court ruled that such wealth-based discrimination was unconstitutional. The reform ordered in Serrano has led to more equalized statewide funding of day-to-day school operations, including through the present-day local control funding formula. Unfortunately, the unequal capital funding side of the state's public school system has never been addressed. Capital funding for schools in California remains mired in a 19th century landed gentry mindset, where those who have more get more. Our demand letter focuses on the program for upgrading and modernizing school facilities, which is both the area of the state's greatest current need and its most inequitable scheme. The modernization scheme has two principal flaws. First, it requires all districts, no matter how low their assessed property values or how great their need, to raise 40% of capital costs through local bonds based on local property values. Second, it provides a 60% match to all comers. In essence, a 150% multiplier of whatever the local district contributes. High wealth districts who come to the table with much bigger plates walk away with an exponentially larger slice of the state pie. The discriminatory design of the state's facility funding system is no accident. It has been intentionally baked into the system, and its disparate results are wholly foreseeable. Lower wealth districts have received nearly 60% less in state modernization funding than higher wealth districts since 1988. Study after study has acknowledged the open secret here. Some districts get to build swimming pools and performing arts centers, while others suffer through leaky roofs and black mold. Low wealth districts exist for any variety of reasons in California, all outside the control of the individual affected student. Whether the low wealth derives from the geography of untaxed tribal lands in Del Norte, or from historic redlining and freeway construction in Linwood, this kind of discriminatory system has no place in California in the 21st century. The pending legislative proposals only nibble at the margins by adding a few percentage points to the match for the lowest wealth districts. Instead, a thorough, equitable overhaul of modernization funding is needed, along the lines of how Serrano reformed operations funding. The current local control funding formula system, for example, utilizes an inversely proportional sliding scale to distribute state LCFF dollars. The more funds raised through local property taxes for operational needs, the fewer state LCFF dollars are sent to a district and vice versa. A similar sliding scale approach is needed to render California's capital funding system finally constitutional. In addition, as the state auditor has called for, the state will need to reform its first come, first served application rules, which greatly benefit larger, better staffed, and wealthier districts who are able to advance their projects earlier. A just system will need to be much more attuned to ensuring the small, the rural, the poor, and the needy district can equally provide clean, safe, modern facilities in good repair to all students. Thanks.